issues. Let's talk about weaknesses point and tell me what issue you're facing when writing about pie charts.
Um, I think that when I look at the pie chart, I don't know how to like write the body.
Main body.
Yes,
So, okay, so you don't have any problem issues related to overview? No?
I think no.
Okay, that's great because when you don't have any issues related to the most important section, main body can be really easy for you. Okay, so let me start.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I maybe it's a little in the overview because like when I look at the pie chart, I don't know how to like I don't know how to write about the pie chart.
Yeah,
When,
of course, you don't know how to write. Okay, so we discussed it, but it's okay. We can discuss it again. Why not? We can talk about it. First of all, I'm gonna give you some tips. So,
yeah,
uh, let's learn some pie chart tips, and then, of course, we will write, okay, totally,
yes,
completely about this example, and then we'll discuss it again. Well, so first of all, something that you need to know. So the first point, always highlight the largest and the smallest sections, okay, or proportions. So first of all, I write here if you want to take notes, always, this is the first one. Let me change the color. Blue is not really. Okay, so number one, always highlight the largest and smallest sections. Okay. Well, number two, what does it mean? As you can see, look at this part. Okay, normally we have the largest area and we have maybe one, sometimes one smallest, sometimes two. Okay, so you need to highlight these two. It means these two sections are really important, especially when you want to write your overview. Okay, they're really important. So for example, this part, as I can see, this is this part black and this green, other. Okay, so the largest, the smallest. So we need to highlight these two.
yeah,
Number two, okay, I wrote, if there are two pie charts like this one, okay, in different time periods. So sometimes, there are in the same time periods, but if there are two pie charts in different time periods, then you must highlight the key changes. So let me write, if there are two pie charts in different time periods, then you must highlight the, okay, so it means, for example, okay, I have two pie charts, and as I can see,
yeah,
these two pie charts are related to two different time periods. So I need to consider, the most important changes in each pie chart. So that is really important. Then number three, okay, so you need to use pie chart language. So something like accounts for, or for example, something like represent. So that is really, really important. You know this. So use pie chart language. know this one. We have some phrases that we can use in order to write about pie charts. So you need to, for example, you can say in comparison, or for example, represent, or something like this. Depict. So you know these words. I'm not going to talk about it more. So the last one. Okay. There are some units, sections, okay, that are measured. So you need,
Teacher.
yeah, yes.
But like um, the pie chart language is like I can you give me some example?
Okay, as I told you, for example, you want to write, okay, so you can say, for example, this pie chart represents, it means some words that you normally use about for writing about pie chart or graphs or something, okay?
Yeah.
For example, or comprises of. Another one, in comparison, okay, so there are some words that you normally use, so this is not something different with something that you know.
Sure, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
but I haven't learned about this yet.
What?
It's like I haven't learned about the pie chart language yet.
Yeah, of course, but you know the words that you can use to write. So, for example, the pie chart illustrate, demonstrate, represent, comprises of. So we have these words. So we
Yeah.
normally use some words, and these words, these phrases can be used in common for all charts and graphs. So there is
Yeah.
no difference. Of course, in pie chart, maybe some of them are more common. So, but totally, generally, you can use all of them for different charts. And no matter the chart is graph or I don't know, pie chart, bar chart, or the others. Okay, well, so this is something that you need to know. And well, let's write. Okay, let me, okay, clean this. I don't need it. Okay, well, now let's discuss these two pie charts together. Okay, well, first of all, as you know, we need to have an introduction. So
Yeah.
in introduction, you need to paraphrase your question, of course, as you know. Okay, so as you can see, this is our title. The pie charts below show the comparison of different kinds of energy production of France in 2 years. Okay, 1995 and 2005. So, first point, if there are two pie charts in different time periods, then you must highlight the key changes. Okay? First of all, we're going to write about these two pie charts, so we need a good introduction. Okay, if you want to paraphrase the sentence, what words and what phrases you use?
I think the two given pie charts
Okay.
demonstrate demonstrates demonstrate the mm,
So that's really good. So you can say the given pie charts or the two pie charts. So given pie chart, the two is better because we have the pie charts below. So it's better to mention that we have two. So the two pie charts illustrate what? The comparison of different kind of energy production. So we can say, instead of different kinds of energy, how many kinds? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 kinds of energy or types of energy production. So we can say the two pie charts illustrate, for example, the proportion. Okay, because we normally use proportion for pie chart. This word is really common. So the proportion of 5 types. Okay, 5 types of energy production in France in 1995 and 2005. So this is our introduction. Let me write it here so that you can have it. So the two pie charts, let's separate the of, am I right? This is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Yes.
Of 5 types of energy production in 1995 and 2005. So this is my introduction. I don't need anything else, just this. Well, the most important parts of writing task 1 for charts overview. So as you know, as I told you before, in your overview, you need to consider the most important, maybe the largest, the smallest proportion. So you need to pay attention and highlight the largest and the smallest proportions. Okay.
Both teacher.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like I need to not both of them or just one of two of them.
Okay. Both of them. Because we have, as I told you, okay, if there are 2 pie charts in different time periods, then you must highlight the key changes for both of them. So actually here in this type of question, for our overview is something like a comparison, but not in detail. Okay, let's
Yeah.
write, for example, let me check this two. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, so uh, we can say in both years, in 1995, okay, and 2005, we're going to talk about the most important, the most significant sources of energy. So the most significant sources of energy were, okay,
Yeah.
coal
And
and gas.
and
Because coal
and
and gas. Yeah.
petrol too.
Petrol. Okay, the petrol is not the same because you're really close. We say the most significant, and we have, as you can see, 30.31%, 30.93. So the numbers are really close together. But petrol is 19.55, and here is 29. So I think no. So because we are comparing to both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so in both of them, as you can see, coal the same, and gas the same. But here there is a difference between this one and this one. So it's better about the, most significant actually proportion can be considered coal and gas. Well, so let's write. Overall, so if I in both years, so the most significant sources of energy were coal and gas, okay? Now you don't need to give any details. Just you can say something. You can say that with together accounted for over half the production of energy. As you can see, when we count and when we add, okay, so these two together accounted for over half the proportion of energy. So just this is about this too. So we discussed, and when we say use pie chart language, for example, the word accounted. This one is something related to pie chart. We normally use this word for pie chart, okay? And now this is about the most significant. Now, and let's talk about the smallest. That is something like comparison. So I can say while or wise. So we have nuclear Okay, as a and other kinds of energy. So as I can say for both of them, nuclear, and other. So other kinds of energy sources generated the least amount, as I can see, of energy in France. Okay,
Yes.
this is about the smallest. And let's talk. And in all types of, now let's actually have a look at all types. In all types of energy, okay, as I can say, as I can see, in all types of energy production, there was only, minimal change, as I can see. Look, uh, over the years. So as you can see, for example, in 1995, it was for coal, it was 29, and 2005, 30. So as you can see, actually, and after that, gas, 29 to 30. Petrol, for example, 29. So there is no very big change here. So we can say that actually something like in all types of energy production, there was only minimum change over the how many years? 19, okay, 10 years, over 10 years. Okay, this is our overview. So as you heard, I only mentioned the most significant, the smallest, and I compared them, and just I said that okay, there is no big change. This is my overview. Now let me write.
Yeah.
Okay, do you need me to write it on the
Yeah.
board?
Yes. Yes.
Of course, yes. Overall, so let me write here. Years, so the most okay, significant sources of energy were, okay, coal and gas, which, okay, together okay, for over half the production of energy. Okay, this one now comparison. Whilst nuclear and other energy sources generated, okay, the least, I think, amount of in France. Okay, this one. Now, all types of energy well, only minimal change over okay, I think so. Well, this is about our overview. So just this, as you can see, because I have a comparison here, but not in detail, okay? Because I have two different time and I have two charts. I need to discuss both of them here.
Teacher,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's like the work at accounted for is related to something, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I
And
couldn't get what you mean.
it's like is the meaning of the work accounted for the same
Okay.
way?
Considered, you can say, for example, if you want to know the meaning, yeah, of course, accounted, considered, okay, they are synonyms, but account is really because we are talking about figures, numbers, so it's better to use account, accounted. And this is passive, so the verb is account. Accounted, of course, past or passive, yeah?
Okay. But it's like I think that maybe I like we can consider the word accounted for the same as related to.
Related to considered, you can use the synonym, let me write, account or consider. So they're
Ah,
synonyms.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
for over, of course, of course. Well, okay. And any other question?
Um, and the meaning of the word generate teacher.
As I told you, for example, when we say something is generated, it means that basically it's something is true. Get it?
Yes.
Can be considered. So I think, or sometimes, for example, it depends. For example, here, one nuclear under kinds of energy sources generated the least. So you can say something like here, you can use it as produced. So they're the same. Yeah.
Predo.
Produce, let me write. So
Yeah.
this word, why not? Here, because we're talking about energy production, produce can be the synonym. So you can use, okay?
Um,
And
yeah, maybe generate from this. Ah, yes, yes, okay.
okay, well, for example, we can use this word for, make something like electricity or heat. We use generate. So here, because we're talking about energy, of course, as I told you, it has different meanings, but here, in this case, we use it as production or produce.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, next. Let's keep going. It's time to write all our main bodies, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. So we have two paragraphs here. Okay. Well, I give you some explanation and I ask you to give me your first main body, then we'll discuss it together. Well,
Yeah.
so as
Okay.
I told you, now it's time to talk about figures. Okay? So
Yeah.
you need to compare them, okay, in 2005, in 1995. Okay, so first of all, you need to talk about the most significant because you know, okay? And then tell me if, for example, it's increase or decrease, okay, and how much.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first time. And then you can talk about in the all the paragraph, you can talk about the other methods. So in first paragraph, only discuss coal, I think, because this is the most significant.
Yeah.
So
But teacher, can I combine the smallest and the highest in body one?
why do you want to use the smallest and the highest? The highest, you can, of course, the smallest, no, the largest. Here, this is the largest. High is
Yeah.
about bar chart. So here we have sections. So we say, of course, largest. So in paragraph 1, discuss and compare the largest section in two pie charts.
Yes, okay. And but where
So,
where we can put more?
I give you two alternative, coal, and you can discuss gas because they're the same. And we
Yeah.
said in our overview that the most significant sources of energy were coal and gas. Just these two. Okay?
Yes. And where we can put the list, teacher. The list.
The least. Now you don't need to talk about the least. You need to talk about the most here. This is your first paragraph, so only, you need to separate your information, okay? Your data. First of all, let me help you. Let me give you guidance. Look, you wrote your overview, okay? Now, what did you write? You discussed the most significant sources of energy were gas and coal, which together accounted for over half the production of energy. Okay, let's stop it here. This is our first paragraph of main body. Then I have nuclear, the other kind, okay, that I can discuss in the next paragraph, okay? So in first one, you don't need to discuss all them, just the most significant. So let's discuss and compare them.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Well, let me find a place to write. May I ask you 1 minute while you are typing to go
Yeah.
back?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. I'm finished.
Okay, let me check. Okay, looking at further details in the coal and the gas energy, they're obviously the two highest production, which accounted for over half of the pie chart. Okay, so you repeated the overview. This is a problem, okay? Because look, let's compare. Looking at the further, okay, let me put, oh, wait, let me put this here so that I can see, okay. Let's check. Looking at further details in the coal energy and gas energy, there are two, obviously, the two highest production of energy. So, of course, we mentioned this one, okay? So here in overview, we wrote, and which accounted for over half. I have the same sentence here in overview. Okay, so it's not good. And half of the pie chart compared with the sources. Okay, so we wrote these two sources of energy figures were totally 61.24. Okay, let's forget about this and let's write it again. Okay,
Yes.
main body 1. Main 1. Okay, so we're going to talk about the most significant parts. Okay, so you can say energy, for example, produced, generated, because we use generated, so we don't need to use it again. So produced by coal, okay. For example, I can use the word comprise is good. Okay, but you know, you have different words. You know, the words that I use, they're not the only words that you can use. But, you know, there are some alternatives. You can use other, you can use maybe the synonyms. As you know, we have different alternatives and different synonyms that we can use. Okay, so we can say comprised or consist, for example, of, their synonyms. Okay, so you can use, okay, so comprised of, okay, now I need percent and I start from 1995 because this is the beginning, so of 29.80. As I told you, now we're playing with figures, okay, and first year, well,
But
and
teacher,
yes,
do we need to mention 29.80%?
of course, definitely yes. In main body, definitely yes.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
I
yeah.
told you, main body includes figures, numbers,
Yeah.
okay? Because I gave general information in my overview. Now it's turn to give details. Okay, so comprise of 29.80 in the first year. And now I want to say that if I had a very big change or no. So as I can see, it's really slight increase, 29 to 30. So I can say, and this,
Teacher,
yes, yes.
I mean like do I need to like write 29.80% of something or just write 29.8?
Of something here, look, energy produced by coal consisted or comprised of 29.80. So I mentioned that this figure is related to coal. So as you can see, energy produced by coal
Yeah,
comprised, okay,
but
you can change it. Yeah.
I mean like 29.80 maybe of percent of the pie chart. I mean like this.
No, no, you don't need to say 20. No, pie chart. Why do you say pie chart again? Just you said, this is not something that you want to write. No, just this. Okay.
Because
Person. Okay, if
I
you want to add person, of course, person. So I forgot to put this one here, person, because we know percent. Okay, so just this, but of pie chart, why?
because
Yeah.
um if we say that the coal comprise about 29.80%, if we say like that, maybe um the examiner don't know is the comprise of
No.
what.
Let me say, look at the first part. This is a passive, the best structure for writing. So when you say energy, okay, let me change it to active. So you want to say that 29.80% of, for example, coal. You want to say coal produced 29.80% of energy. You want to say something like this,
Yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah. Understand.
Okay, they are the same. This one is passive form of it. Energy produced by coal. Comprise, it means includes. It means the energy that coal produce is 29.80. Okay, so they are the same. I only change it to passive because passive is the better grammar, okay, to use. But you can say, coal produced 29.80% of energy. You can say something like this, active form, okay?
Yes. Okay, teacher.
Well, but as I told you, because that is really important, as I told you, now actually when it comes to score, high
Yeah.
bands, actually using maybe some different structures, grammar range, vocab, okay, can be really useful. So when I say passive form, it means this one is better than active. Active, actually, it's a little basic, not definitely basic, but normally when we are actually reporting something, when we are talking about something educational, scientific, it's better not to use active because, the most important is the action that is happening here. Okay, so passive form is the better one.
Yeah.
So, but if you want, you can change it. Why not? This showed only, okay, let's check. Okay, do we have a really significant increase or slight increase
No,
between 1995 and 2005?
it's just about like un
Slight, little, slight, as we can see. So we can say a very
light.
slight increase, okay, of, for example, about, now I can give percentage. For example, it's about 1%. As I can see, it's about 1%. So just this. Okay, what is this? One. Okay, where is my? Okay, this one. 1%. Okay. 2. Now I give another one. I give another number. Okay, so this showed only a very slight increase of about 1% to what? 30.93%. Okay? In when 2005. This is about coal. Now it's time to write about gas. Okay. Okay, they are the same. So I need to use a word like likewise. Likewise, because they're the same. So likewise, again, in 1990, okay, 1995, okay, gas generated, produced. Now this one is active. Generated 29.63%. Okay, which, okay, increased or decreased? Increased or decreased? 29 to 30.
I
So
think
which increased, rose. I don't use increase again because I used it before. So which rose? Okay, I want to say slightly. Again, I want to say slightly, but slightly, I used before. So let me use another word. So I can say marginally. They are synonyms.
much.
Marginally, it means
Yeah,
slightly. It means
yeah, yeah.
slightly. Okay, 2 what percent? 30.31, and that's it. Okay, yeah, 31. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
of course, first. Okay, when, for example, in 2005, but I can say, okay, I used 2005, so I can say, for example, in 10 years later. Okay, as you can see, I only use some words. So the same sentences, just synonyms. Because, actually we have something, some words, some sentences the same. I'm talking about two similar things. So I only change some words. That's it. This is main body one. Okay. Now it's time to main body two. Okay. What details we need to discuss? Now it's time to talk about other sections, okay? Remaining methods of producing. Again, just think of it and tell me what you write, considering something that I wrote in paragraph 1.
I think that in the hmm, we will write about the rest of the energy and the most changes here. I think of petrol.
Mm-hmm.
It has
Okay.
got it had a
Mhm.
significant decline.
Okay, so, well, now let's write main body 2. Main 2. Okay, we're gonna write. So, first of all, with regards or regarding to or with regards, okay, to the remaining methods, okay, what? Remaining methods, okay, of producing energy, because they are actually remaining methods that we're gonna discuss. Okay, so let's see. Okay, nuclear. Let's start from the actually least amount. Okay, so nuclear power, 6 to 10.10. So it's about 5% increase. So let's mention it. So in paragraph 2, I started from the smallest portion, okay, proportion or section, okay? So I can say with regards to the remaining methods or regarding, considering, I don't know, for example, to the remaining methods of producing energy. So now let me say, there was an, it's not really accurate, so approximate is better. Approximate. Okay, how many percent? I think about 5%. 5%, okay, we have increased. So growth. Okay, so growth, okay, in what? Production?
No clear. No clear.
Of course, but from, of course, we have the same, okay, nuclear and other. This 5% actually applies for both of them. So I can use for both of them. So I can say in production from both nuclear and, okay, other, for example, sources. To, okay, for example, other sources to about 10%. Yeah, 10.10. Yeah, for example, 10.10, you can say. Okay. Person. Okay, this is about this one, the first one. So I discuss a nuclear power, for example, you can say power, energy, something like this. Okay, this is about this one to 10.10%, and for other 4.9 to 9.10%.
Yes.
0.10%. Okay, well, this is about the first one. Now, let's talk about the other part. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the other. Petrol, okay, this is another thing that I can, but it has a decrease, so I need to mention it. This one
Yes.
is important. So, petrol, now I want to make contrast, so I can say, on the other hand,
Can we use the word by contrast, teacher?
of course, by contrast is something that, yes, you want to talk about, yeah, you can, why not? Because you want to talk about decretion, so of course you can say, so was the only, and this is the only resource, this is the only source that decreased, okay? Source of energy which decreased in what? In production. Decrease in production from, now again number, from 29.27% to, okay, 19.55% in 2005, and that's it. Finish.
Yes.
Okay, now is it clear? Just ask me anything that you want, you can ask me now. Something that you think is a bit unclear, you can't get it clearly, so just ask me.
It's like in the body we don't need to like in the first body.
No.
As I think that in the body one normally I will like talk again that coal and gas will be the highest. Then I will talk in detail and why can I talk like why can I mention that both of them is the highest again, teacher?
I couldn't get both of them are highest, of course. So let me say something. Let me say, maybe I can answer your questions. Okay, well, look, when you want to clean your room, tidy your room, of course, you put everything in its own place. Books, for example, here, and I don't know, my laptop there, for example, clothes over there. Okay, so everything should be in an actually specific place. So, okay, well, if you clean everything, but you put all them in one place again, no difference. You can't find everything, okay? And you can't actually name it as a clean room. We have the same thing in writing. So I have a structure, okay? First of all, what can I see? Okay, introduction is really easy, so I'm not going to talk about this. You know, just you use synonyms to paraphrase. After that, okay, what can I see? First thing that I can see, the most, the highest, the most, the largest, okay? So I
Yeah.
mention it. This is overview, so I need to give general information, so no numbers. I don't need, because I don't want to repeat them again in main body, okay? And I have word limits. So I discuss maybe the highest, the biggest, the largest, the most, okay, sections, or I don't know, lines, everything, points in different graphs or charts. After that is time to write our main bodies, okay? 1 and 2. Why do you think we have 2 main bodies? Because we need to separate, okay, and
Yeah.
put our information, our data, you know, something like in order, not all them in one paragraph, okay, so that my text is really fluent and clear. Examiner can read very good. Everything is separated. Here, paragraph 1 is about our main, okay, the first thing that I mentioned in my overview. So I separated my overview. The first part, first body, second part, second body. Now, first part, let's expand it. Give some details. Okay. In first part of my overview, I discussed coal and gas. Again, I discussed them. Now, I need to compare and give some numbers, figures. Okay, finished. Close it. Another paragraph. Okay, the rest of my overview is about nuclear and other kinds, so let's discuss it. And I have another one that actually had decrease. So I need to discuss it in main body, okay?
Yeah.
So I add it here and that's over. Well,
Yeah.
another question? Okay,
I, uh,
you can ask me if you have another question.
Now I think that I am like I clearly know the way how to get into the body from the overview because before I didn't know how to get into the body when I finish my overview.
Yeah. Okay, so that's really easy. When you get confused, you only separate your overview into 2 parts. First part, first main body, second part, and end. If there is some other information that you didn't mention in your overview because you don't need to, discuss all the data in your overview, then you add it in your
Yeah.
main body too, and that's it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, good. Well, so do you want to take notes or
Yeah. 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 Yeah, yes.
okay, of course, while I'm opening the book, you can.
Teacher, can you
Yes.
practice section 2 with me because uh, on 25th of December, I will have a speaking test on task 2.
Okay, of course. Task 2, speaking.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Speaking and writing, task 2.
No, writing is still in
Just
task.
speaking, part 2.
Yes.
Of course, why not? Okay, let me find something. Just give me a moment.
Yes, I'm finished. Finished, teacher.
Okay, very good. So let's get started on speaking section. Okay, let me open my cue card. As you know, speaking part 2. Okay, in speaking part 2, a cue card is given to you and you have time to make notes. You have paper and pen in order to pencil in order to make notes, and after that you start talking for about 2 minutes. Okay, well, but how you can make your answer. So here we have the cue card. Describe something healthy you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
What you do, where you do it, and who you do it with. Okay, so as you can see, okay, let me clean the board. Just give me a moment. Okay, well, so as you can see, I have some WH questions or WH words that I can use. So first of all, I need to uh, think about this. Actually, what, where, who, why, sometimes when and how. So I need to think about these WH words. What you do, where you do, why and why. Okay, so why you do it. So there are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Then you can make your answer. For example, what? Different exercises, for example, something like this. Or, I don't know, going to the gym, everything. And where, for example, I don't know, fitness factory or something like this, or club or gym, so you can. And who, you can go with your friends, member of family, or for example, member of the club. Okay, so just this. And the when, sometimes, you can add it, but it's okay, no matter if you don't want. And how, you can ask yourself. So we have what, where, who, why, when. Okay, so there are the questions that you can ask yourself. Okay, and sometimes when you don't have, okay, I can't find, for example, any sentence related to when or I don't know who. Okay, just focus on other sections. Okay, try to make them stronger so that your answer can cover actually the left part, the left question. Okay, well, so they are the first step is to focus on this WH words and make some questions in your mind and write, because you'll forget. You're gonna talk about something that you may forget. Okay, so okay, I can check my notes again and keep going. This is the first method. Okay,
But
well, yeah.
teacher, in the test, it didn't say it doesn't say about when and why we need to put when in our note.
No, you don't need. If you want, this is your level.
Yeah.
Uh, you can underline, for example, I don't have when, so I underline these 2 words. I say I don't need them. Okay, now let's show my level. Why not? Okay, let's present. So you can add something because you have 2 minutes. Just first of all, these points are really important. Okay, now I want to add something. Why not? I can. Okay, well, so this is the first thing that you need to do, the first tip that you need to pay attention. Now,
Yes.
let's talk and then I make your answer better. So, something healthy you enjoy doing. You should say what, where, and who. And explain why. I have why here. So, this should be included in my answer and why. Okay, 1 minute, think of it, then start talking.
Mm. Um, can I have time to take my notebook to take
Of
note?
course, of course, of course.
Yes. Okay, I got it now. Yes, I'm finished.
Well, let's get started. But, there is something, in IELTS test, you have just 1 minute. This is practice, so it's okay. You have more time, but you need to manage. Of course, you don't need to, as you know, you don't need to write everything on your papers because you don't have time. You can use some codes, some numbers. For example, one, okay, what, two, where, just three. Okay, so you can use some numbers in order to help actually being faster. Well, let's get started. Let's talk.
Mm, I would consider myself as a person who really want to stay in shape. So I always want to go to gym for exercise every weekend. And of course, and, and if this weekend I am busy for my study or my or something, I can do calisthenics at my home instead of going to the gym. Mm, in addition, I usually go for running with my dogs in Sunday morning, and I usually do it in the park or in the playground of my school. According to a result of a research, I have recently read the scientists say that when you keep fit with a friend, it can help you, like it can increase your motivation. And so I always go to gym or do calisthenics with my friend. And sometimes I would like to be alone when I do calisthenics and turn on the volume and just listen to the music. Um, when I go for running, I absolutely do it with my brother. And for me, uh, staying safe not just help you keep fit, it also improve your your health and a lot of benefit to you. It also recharge your battery and reduce stressors in your daily life after a long period of hard working time.
Well, okay, finish?
Yes.
Well, okay, very good. So that was really good. Excellent. Okay, that was really good. Of course, you can, I think you can expand it a bit more, but totally, that was really good. So first of all, you say, actually, I really like to be in, actually, to be fit, in shape. Okay, that's really good. So you can say, for example, you want to say, I really like, for example, fitness. I really like, for example, I don't know, uh, gym. Okay, going to sports. Okay, so you can say this phrase. A real, for example, I don't know, sport fanatic. Okay, fanatic. This is really good. It comes from fan. So fanatic, it means a person who really likes something. Okay, I'm a real sport fanatic. Okay, and you want to say that I do lots of things, to stay fit. I do lots of things to stay fit. So you can say, and, for example, do loads of things to stay fit. So you can say, and I do load of things to stay fit and healthy, of course. And healthy, why only? So, and then you can make a list. I go to the gym on the weekend, and for example, with my brother. Just let me say something. When you say I go to the gym, after that, you need to answer who you do. So your answers should be in order. It's better to be in order. You added the person that you go running at the end. Okay. And I think it was better to start. Okay, you talked about going to the gym, so, but you didn't mention if you went and if you go to the gym with someone else or solely. So you can say, for
But
example, I don't, yeah,
it was solely.
solely. This is a better word you may see in IELTS a lot instead of alone. So this is another adverb, but they normally use instead of alone. So you can use it.
Yes.
Okay, well, for example, you can say, there is a gym owned by my friend, and I go to this gym to meet my friend and of course to do some exercises. So you can say something like this, okay? So,
Yeah.
and it's really good to use passive voice. Wow, so you can use, and you can say, I really enjoy exercising, and for example, with all the members, for example, or something like this, and this training keeps me fit, and also, for example, gives me a strong body. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can say something, okay. Well, but totally, your answer was really good. Of course, we will discuss this part next session again. Task 2, I will give you some tips and maybe
Can have a
to
question.
make, yeah.
It's like a lot of things. It's like a lot of things.
Of course, definitely yes, a lot of things. So we have something like overload. It means, when something is more than enough, is too much, they overload. So this is about loads of things. It means, a lot of things because we normally use a lot of in IELTS. I will give you some alternatives if I can, have time, because after you, I have another class. So I will do something for you. I try to send you some words and synonyms that you can use in IELTS. Okay, so it's good to have them, some words, some phrases. So it's good to have them and try to use them, okay?
Yes.
Well, so we need to skip this topic for the next session. Okay, tell me if you have any questions, any issues related to this part.
I think no.
Okay, so but if you want to ask me anything, anytime that you have any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah.
And let me, okay, close this one. And thank you. It was really good time with you. And thank you so much. And have a great, great time and night. And see you next session.
Goodbye, teacher. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Goodbye.